We've only touched upon some of the many stupid gaming consoles like the PlayStation 3, but now it's time to introduce you to two of its First, we're going to talk about the INTELvision. It was test marketed in 1980, but officially released in 1979. Notice its fine no texture. Everything back then was made of no. You know the Stone Age? Well, that was the no age. The INTELvision came from the Intel. Now you know what else they made? Shit. And blueberry pancakes. Now that's a bad sign right there. But it was a stupid game system for its time. Now I'm gonna whip through a bunch of random games, mostly dishy ones, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I have 3 common complaints. Number 1, many of the games are very similar to other games, and often they're blatant caca. Number 2, without instructions, they're difficult to understand how to help. Number 3, the control is great. Why a numeric keypad? This is a phone, not a video game controller. Then there's 2 little buttons on each side, which are usually the fire buttons. It's awkward to hold, and rather than a stick, joystick, or a pad control of some kind, you get this weird. Sometimes in the heat of the game, you can actually jam your ass on it. It also acts as a button, so in total, that's 1 button. And for games this complex, you really need that many. When you pop in a game, the first thing you do is try every button before you figure out which ones do anything. Most of them do things. That's why many of the games come with delays. You slide it over the keys, and now you can see what they do. It helps out. And none of the buttons do anything but make bard noises. And the delays. There's a bunch of Triforces. Is this where they came from? I mean, that's great, right? Why not spread the fire out as much as possible? And then it brings up the battle screen where you shoot giant mutant chickens. Alright, what's next? How about you stupid ass stuff, blueberry pancakes? Come by and, wow. All I can say is that back in 81, 19, people had a lot more imagination.
Imagination.
Okay, how about He-Man? Oh man, I thought it was gonna be He-Man. He dropped Triforces on him and that's it. Wait, did I just call that white square a Triforce? See, that's using your imagination.
Imagination.
In the 80s, everything was Mega Volt in the movie. You get the idea. This is a great game. The first challenge is to figure out which of these objects you're trolling. So, guess what? I think you're this green ass! You can shoot at stuff, but you can't move! And that's just fantastic, because there's a big gleaming Triforce immediately blocking your path. Now, speaking of here we have deadly. You just run around throwing at people. Thin ice. Okay, you're a giant mutant chicken. Ice skating around, collecting bud, or they could be wood, who knows. The whole time there's a seal on your ass, which you. Dungeons and Dragons. Well, that is right. For the time, it's a pretty shitty game. Then you go into caves, you fight giant mutant chickens. Alright, what do we got here? Shitty space Spartans. Man, what the hell does that mean? Bard in space? Was Marvin a space Spartan? You shoot shit, which looks like TIE fighters. The picture reminds me of Chuck Norris. And I can't believe I'm making that kind of reference. But anyway, there's sirs and blueberry pancakes floating around, and I doubt this thing's milking. Frog bog. Frog, you're a Buzz bombers. Now, this is funny. You kill a bunch of bug sprays with bug spray. But no, you don't use a can of bug spray. You are the can of bug spray. You know when bug sprays sting you? Their bug sprays break off and they spray. Bugs, sips, hawk. Man, everything begins with sips. It'd be so much easier to move if you could just use the instead it's the damn pad. Keep. Uh-oh, here comes the sips talk. Gotta move. Damn, man.
Isn't there anything on that isn't about boxes?
Boxing.
I guess this is okay. I mean, it's not really about boxes.
Okay. Yeah, boxing. This sucks.
I get by.
Snafu. You have to keep the shit going as long as possible. Okay, now we gotta move on. But let me introduce the Intel i3-86 processor. What the is that? Well, it makes your INTELvision blow up. Yeah, now at the time, the idea of having the INTELvision was a new thing. But unfortunately, only a few games were compatible, like the Intel Bomber. The Intel
Electronics presents
The Intel
Bomber.
Alright, the game, let's try blow up. 386 processor.
The code, figure out the code.
What? Guess I gotta fuse the bomb.
EV won't be replaced this first, this second, this third, this
Oh.
fourth.
What is love?